All right, it's set now.
Please excuse me.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello Taylor.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, just okay. Megan just stepped out, so let's just do a little revision together, a quick revision. So let's say, just explain to me what you have written.
See, the written from is the command. Um, we're taking the Python 312 is the image from Nizawa. Um, this is the base image. That's what it
Okay,
means. Work
so
the
you see that's the base image, and that also means that the whoever is running that needs Python before any other thing, right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
It's Python. Okay, then the working directory shows us where we are working. We are working in the app directory.
Okay,
Then
but what does it do? What does the work there do?
it creates a file called app.
It creates a folder or a
It creates a
directory called
folder. It creates a folder called app.
yes. Next.
Copy. We are copying from our source to our app, and our
Yeah.
source is the
Okay. Yeah. So that's what's happening. So it's copying everything that is in this your project to your working directory, which is app, right?
yes.
Okay. Next.
So please, can you see that again? That it copies everything to our app.
Yeah.
Copies
Yeah.
everything.
It copies everything that is in your project, right, to your working directory, which is app.
Okay.
Because recall that you had already created a working directory called app, right?
Yes.
So now you need to. It's like you're getting your project, everything that your project has. You're sending it to app, or you're copying it to app.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Then run means, excuse me, run means is a
Yeah.
command to run
So
the application.
yes. So we can put it. How can we put it? We can say, okay, at the moment you have everything inside app, right?
Yes. Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, the next thing is for you to run the app now and see. But now you need to give it a command to run it, because you cannot just say run and then it just runs. It doesn't know what command to run. Like what do you mean by command? For example, in React, if you want to run it, you use npm run dev, right?
Yes, sir.
In Flask or in Python, where you want to run, you use python
I
tv then
don't.
app.py.
Yes,
You
sir.
see that those are different commands based on the different which depends on the what language or what framework you're using.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so in Docker, so your Docker file, so you need to specify what command you need to use to run this Python or this Flask application.
Yes, sir. So, and the Docker file is the is it the blueprint, or is the
So
file that tells us how the codes are supposed to function?
exactly. So it helps you to create your blueprint. So that's where you define everything that your blueprint is going to have, or you define everything the object is going to have. So you can put it that way, since the blueprint is used to create an object, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because from that blueprint now you can then create objects or containers, as Miriam said.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So do you already know the difference between an image and a container?
I know what a container is. A container is an object that is isolated, and then an
Okay.
image
So
is
if a
just
container is an object, then an image is a class.
a container is an object. Okay.
Okay, so you also heard me. I'm talking about client server. So what's a client server architecture for Docker?
Docker has a client server architecture made up of three parts: the daemon, the CLI and the REST API. The daemon is supposed to act like the server, the CLI acts like the client, and then the REST API is the means of communication between the client and the daemon.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So what's it? So the daemon acts as a server, but what's a daemon actually?
It is a server, as in it
Yes,
is
so the
a,
daemon is a server for Docker, right?
yes, sir.
But what's the actual like? It acts as a server, but what is it?
It is a virtual environment.
Okay, that's another big term. So what's a virtual environment?
It is a machine that simulates the workings of a real machine but
Okay,
and uses the
simulates the
resources
working.
of the machine that it is on.
All right. Okay. So virtual machine. Okay. What else? So okay, this is Docker file that you're writing in. Oh, you're writing in Vim.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you still recall how to write in Vim? Now to save it now.
Say I learned it. Yes, this evening.
How do they save it?
You press escape, you press column, and then you press X to escape and exit at the same. It will save and exit at the same time.
With colon and the X.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you should understand the approach with which you're using to write in a Docker file, because every app that you're going to use Docker in, you're always going to have a Docker file, and every Docker file will start with a base image, like you see this one from Python 3.12. Already tells you that what Python is the base image, and that also means that you cannot run that Flask application without Python. So let's say while you're working with JavaScript or with React, what's going to be your base image?
The React version, JavaScript version. The,
And how do you get a JavaScript version? What's the first thing when you want to use JavaScript? You have to install Node.js now.
yes, sir.
So that's JavaScript's own.
Node.js. Yes, sir. Hello.
Are you able to get me?
Hello, yes, I can get you.
All right. Sorry for the wait. So you revised Docker's the whole Yannick again, right? Just to serve as a reminder. So we're at the run command, and I said that the run command gives you the ability to run commands as though you're running directly from your terminal. So let's say that this was a bigger project. You're using Flask, you're using maybe AWT, you're using SQL Alchemy, and so forth. So many dependencies. How are you going to indicate, or how are you going to package all of these dependencies such that another developer who is trying to run your project can install the dependencies?
You create a file called React requirements.txt, and then the person will just come and take the file and download, and then all the dependencies will come there.
All right, so just open another terminal, right, and create a requirements.txt file.
Madam, please, the other terminal that I open is missing.
It's not missing. This is it here. Like you have two tabs.
I don't have two tabs.
Tiola, you have two tabs. Look at this.
Ah, okay, this is it. Ah, yes, yes, I can
So
see.
create and open another one, and then put your requirements in the requirements.txt file. You don't necessarily need to do this. You don't necessarily need to use Vim because how are you going to know the Flask version that you have? For example, and when you install Flask, because I know you want to use, or ideally what will come to your head first would be to use maybe pip freeze to requirements.txt. And Flask also comes when you install Flask, it comes with its own dependencies. Those are dependencies of dependencies like Blinker, like WorkZ, and so on. So how do you know the version? So just pip freeze, just do pip freeze, and then what's the name of that sign? The greater than
Greater
sign
than.
is two times into requirements.txt. You should at least give a space after freeze, yes, and then space before requirements.txt. Okay, nice. So let's check out the content of your requirements.txt file. You were, I mean, just use tab for autocomplete. Wow, nice. Okay, this is a lot. Wait, hold on. Scroll down. Let me see. Oh, you did not do this within your virtual environment. Please delete this requirements.txt file. Activate your virtual environment and then do pip freeze requirements on TXT again. All of this is just unnecessary.
Okay.
By the way, this is just nice to have knowledge. So if you want your requirements file to have only the main dependencies, right, without any dependency of the dependencies, you can use pipchill to activate your virtual environment. Taylor, you don't need to be in the VNV directory to activate it.
Okay. CD. Oh no. Um. Hello. Hello. Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, the network will be a bit bad because Starlink is off. Okay, so have you activated it? No, what you're doing here, you're writing. Why are you writing Python 3?
I've stopped writing Python 3 since I'm in source.
Okay, it's just the network then.
Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, I can hear you, Tula.
I said that please, when somebody is inside if a file inside a folder, no, when somebody is inside, if I want to go back to documents, I'll have to cd to doc. Please, sorry, reminder.
You want to go back to documents.
Yes, if I wanted to go back to documents, what would I do, please?
So you just write cd that tilde sign slash documents, or you can do cd dot dot slash dot dot, and that will take you back to documents. So
cd
you're
dot
going two folders down or two folders up, however you want to call it.
cd dot dot slash dot dot. Hmm. Okay, thank you. Mm, cd dot dot slash dot dot. And then
All right.
so page um,
What do you say?
hello, I've made an error.
Okay. Yola, you can go ahead. Yola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said you should go ahead. Let me see if I'm seeing pip freeze requirements of TXT. Press enter.
Pip freeze requirement.txt. Press enter.
All right. So this requirements file now should just contain Flask and its dependencies. So let's go back to the second terminal.
Let's go back to the second terminal.
Well, we're writing the Docker file. Okay, so I said that the run command allows you to run a command so you're running your terminal, right? So now let's get a whole recap. We've said that okay, the first thing that we need is Python 3.1 to install, right? That's our base image. After that, we want to create a directory, right? After that, we want to copy the contents in the context of our Docker file into that directory that we've created. Mind you, this directory is getting created when the container is running, right? Okay, now when that container is running, you can use the scenario or the analogy of when you're cloning a project. After you've cloned the project and you've seeded into that directory where you cloned the project into or seeded into the project itself, what do? You're now going to come and write pip install dash r requirements.txt, right? So now, within that instance of that image that is running within that container, you now want to do the same thing. So you write run pip install dash r requirements.txt. No quotes, just write pip install dash r requirements.txt. Space before the dash r here. Okay. So that wasn't that. Okay, so after this, the next command that we're going to use is the env command. Env. So same thing. If you were working on a project that required environment variables, you're probably going to have an env file or a .env file or env dot whatever file, right, where your environment variables are stored. The Flask has this setting where if you want to be able to use the Flask run command, right, to run your application, you need to set your Flask app environment variable to be equal to app.py. But now we don't necessarily need this. It's not even mandatory for us. Are you still there, Tiola? There's noise in your background.
Yes, I'm there.
All right, so we don't need this. I'm just explaining. So we can skip that command and then go to the next command, which is expose. So on another line, write expose in capital letters. Same way you have this one. Expose. Okay. So this expose command, write expose 5,000. So this expose that 5,000 there refers to the port number, right? And you know that your Flask app by default runs on port 5,000 unless you decide to change it. Same way your React app will run on port 3,000 by default, right? So when you're saying expose 5,000 or expose 3,000 or expose 3,000,
Hello, you're disconnected.
so that you can be able to access the
Hello, you're
application from.
disconnected.
What was the last thing you heard me say?
Your React app runs by default on port 3000.
Okay. I was saying that your Flask app runs by default on port 5,000. Same way your React app will run by default on port 3,000, right? Unless you explicitly change it. So this expose command, that 5,000 there, of course, you know that is a port number. So this expose command, you're basically telling this expose command, you're basically telling Docker that okay, it should make this port available to the outside world, meaning that you should be able to access your application through this port. Is it okay, Tiola?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, so now after this expose command, the last command that we're going to have is the cmd command. capital letter still. So this CMD command is the okay CMD and then put square brackets like as though you want to declare a list or an array. Square brackets.
I've
Okay, so
done
in those square yes, in those square brackets. Now remember on your terminal, how did you run this application? You use Python 3 and then main.py, right?
app.py, yeah.
Sorry, app.py. I always use main. So put quotes, double quotes. Are you there?
Sorry, hello, I did not hear you. But I should have created the
Within
square
this
bracket.
bracket, right? Yes,
Yes.
right. Put quotes, double quotes. Write Python 3 inside one. Yes, Python 3. Okay. After the quotes, put a comma. Sorry, Theoda, I got disconnected. Okay. So in another set of codes, put app.py. Please give a space after the comma. Okay, and then remove the space after the last quotation mark before the right angular bracket or right square bracket. Okay. So Theola, so far, please give me a rundown of what the commands here in this Docker file are doing.
From command shows the from command. The from command is showing that this entire program primarily needs Python for it to even run. So it
Yes,
is Python 3.12 is the base image of the
yes,
program.
exactly.
Then
Yes,
work directory, it creates a folder called app where we're going to write our coding, and then the copies everything that is in your project to the working directory that you have created, the working folder that you the work directory that you've created called app. It copies everything in your project from the source, which is dot to app, which is the working directory that you had created. And then run gives you the ability, like you said, to run commands as if you're running it directly from your terminal. But now we're running they require uh, it's going to run the requirements that are needed or the dependencies that are needed for the app to function properly. And then expose 5,000 allows the outside, I don't know if I should use this term, but let's say the outside world to communicate with the application via the port 5,000. And then
Okay.
CMD, I don't know what CMD does, but it seems like a command to run Python and run the application out.py.
This is a command that in us.
Hello, can I hear you if you're talking, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. It's just like saying that you've cloned your project, right? Installed all dependencies, done everything. So now I want to finally run this project. So I'm going to use Python 3 app.py, or I'm going to use Flask run, right? Or I'm going to use what was it? Is it npm start? Whatever is used
Yes.
for React,
NPM
right?
run dev.
Yeah, exactly. So that is what this CMD command does. Don't worry, as you Dockerize your projects more often, right, you're going to get familiar with all of these commands and understand them better. So this is it. We have Dockerized our application, right? We've created well, I've not created the image yet, but then we've defined how the image should look like, right? We're saying that in this image, we should make use of Python 3.12, right? And once this image is running, everything should exist in the app directory or the app folder. And within the app folder, these requirements should be installed. Port 5,000 specifically should be the port that should be exposed. And then when everything is done, use this command to run the application or to start the application. So we're done with our Docker file. We can exit this now. We can save.
Can exit and save.
So escape column X. Okay, nice. So Thiola, let's there's one thing, there's an error we're going to face if we don't do this. Please open your app.py file again, and then where you have where you have underscore name equals to main app.run. No, open with vim because we need to make an edit. Okay, so you see where we have that debug equals true, right? Before the debug equals true, that's where the bracket starts. Right host is equal to
Before
zero
which
point 0 at the end.
yes,
Sorry.
debug equals to true.
Yes, where the left bracket is. So before debug, right host is equal to 0.0.0.0.04 zeros in quotes, and then put a comma.
Right code. Zero.
No, before debug equals true, the left bracket.
Yes.
Right host is equal to, just like you have debug equals true, host is equal to, yes, equal to sign, quotation marks open, yes, 0.0.0 again, four zeros. Yes, you now have We now have five zeros. We need to remove one. Okay, close the quotation and then put comma, space. Okay, yes. Okay, that's fine. So we can save this now. All right. So now let's go back to what the architect uses, right? We've used AutoCAD or Photoshop to do the plan, right? To draw the house plan. Now we actually want to export this plan, say to a PDF or to a PNG or whatever format, right? So that it's usable by other architects or by whoever. So in a similar manner, uh, we've drawn the plan with Docker file using the Docker file, right? Okay, now we want the actual template now in a format that can be consumed by other architects, in our case by other developers. So in your terminal, we're going to use the Docker build command. So this Docker build command, what it does, Docker small letters, space, and then build, right? So it tells Docker that it should build an image from the Docker file in the context where that Docker file is, meaning that the specific the specified path. When I say the context, I mean like the context where the Docker file is just dot, right? If the Docker file maybe were inside some directory, you now start specifying this directory slash this slash this slash Docker file. Okay, but in your case, it's just dot. So write Docker build dot. If at any point you don't understand something, please ask. Don't just do what I'm saying.
Hello, hello, madam.
Yes, I said write Docker build dot.
Docker build.
I can no longer see your terminal. Okay. Small letters. Yes, space. No, 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 no. And it is build, like to build a house, not build. Docker build dot. Press enter. That's all. Oh, prefix it with sudo. And if you don't want to use sudo all the time, you need to add Docker to your user group. Tiola, just go back to the previous command using your top arrow key and then do Control A. Do Control A. Control A. You just pressed A. Okay, nice. Then write sudo. Mhm. Space, yes.
Hey, discipline.
Okay. So why are we using dot in this Docker build command? Did you hear me, Theola?
Pardon?
I'm asking why we're using dot in the Docker build command.
Because it's the source. We're taking things from the source to transfer.
No, because that is the context within which our Docker file sits. So when you're saying Docker build now is going to build an image from the Docker file, but you need to tell it where the Docker file is. So dot now is saying that, okay, this Docker file is where I presently am. If we're in a different folder, or yes, you will now have to start specifying the path. So you see how your image is building, right? From that Docker file is basically the same now as, okay, you're exporting the image or exporting the PDF and so on.
Question comes in the Docker.
I did not
Okay.
get you.
Push.
You're seeing the various commands, right? How they are executing one by one. These commands can also be referred to as layers. So these are the different layers of your image.
Mhm. Very good. Um, I don't think I should go on.
It's still building. You need to allow it to finish building. Okay, nice. So your image is done, right? We're done building your image. Now, write this command in your terminal. Oh, and by the way, I didn't tell you why we're writing that host is equal to 0.0.0 and so on. It's so that your application can be made available on all network interfaces, meaning that your PC, you can be able to access the application, or any other device that is on your network can also be able to access the application. So again, Docker builds the image from your Docker file, right? So you have successfully created your application blueprint. Write this command, Docker images, still small letters. Images should be a separate word from Docker.
Hello, madam, you said I should do what?
Write Docker images.
Okay. Right, Docker images. I should write it here. Okay, down here.
In small letters, Theola. Prefix with sudo. You need to use Control A to go to the start. Tiola,
Yes.
write sudo.
I'm done.
Yeah, I see. I'm just wondering why it's just your hello world. Oh, I think I know why. Um, you go back to that Docker build command. Just are you there? I'm no longer seeing. Use your arrow. Okay, I can see now. Use your arrow key up, your top arrow key.
Hello?
I can hear you, Tiola. I said you should go back to the arrow key. Tiola, where exactly are you?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. Write Docker build again. Sudo Docker build. This time use the dash T flag. Sudo Docker build dash T. Yes. So now this dash T, you're basically just giving it a name or a tag rather, right? So you can call it whatever. You can call it Theola, Theola one something, any name of your choice. So give a space first, and it should not be in quotes. All right, space and then dot. Yeah. Now press enter. Okay. By the way, this build was so fast because there's already an existing cache with nothing that has changed. So you just use that cache. All right. Now write sudo docker images again. Are you there, Tiola?
I should write in. I should write in. I should write one, please.
Sudo docker images. Okay. Nice. So what do you think this docker images command does?
Shows you the images that are created, that have been created. The image, the ID, the space, and the content size.
Okay. That's great. Okay. I remember the first image you ever had was the hello world image, right? When you did docker run. Okay. I'll come and explain the docker run command after we spin our very first container. Okay, so you've successfully built an image from your Docker file, right? Now that we have this image, how do we spin a container from this image? Remember, a container is a running instance of an image. So we now want to actually run this application using Docker. So we're now going to use the Docker run command. Now you use the Docker run command followed by the image. All was the last thing you heard me say?
That the Docker run command, they want to use it.
Okay. So you use the Docker run command to spin a container from your image, right? And remember I said that a container is a running instance of an image. So the Docker run command now is going to enable us to run this application using Docker. Okay. So let's continue. Write Docker run followed by the image name or the image ID. Don't forget to prefix it with sudo. Fiola, is it the hello world image you're trying to run or the yellow image? Please pay attention. That's all. You can press enter. Okay, so your application is running. Go back to this first terminal that you have here to your left. I want to see if you had stopped the previous Flask application from running because all of them are running on port 5000. Stop it from running. Just do control C to stop it. Control C, or just close the terminal. Like just press the X if the control C is not working. To terminate the session. Okay. So now go to your browser and try to visit localhost 5000. Okay. You did not get any response. Why? Or you did not get the desired response. Why do you think that happened? It's running on port 5000. You're on port 5000, but you don't see anything. What do you think is the reason? I'm waiting for your. Are you there? Yola, are you there?
Huh? Yeah. Hello? Yes.
Do you want us to
Yeah.
reschedule the class?
How long is left?
We can reschedule to tomorrow and continue from where we ended, or from where we're ending now.
How many more hours for the class to finish, please?
Maybe about 2 hours or four.
Okay, we schedule to tomorrow. I don't have the power to concentrate right now.